Y'all, I gotta tell y'all something. And don't judge me when I tell you this. I never thought I'd say some shit like this on YouTube. But Marsau was my favorite in this episode. Marsau is my favorite man in this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because just when we thought that Martell was the biggest loser ass husband in reality TV history, child, I'm talking about it's like Joe Gorga, Peter Thomas, and then Martell has always held the number one spot. You know what I'm saying? He always held the crown of worst reality TV husband. Her come Marquez, slow ass, slow bald headed ass, like, hey, hold my crayons, hold my coloring book. Martell is not the worst. Girl, we gonna talk about what happened on Love and Marriage Huntsville tonight. I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it sweet because y'all was clowning in the comments on my last video about Wanda. And guess what? I agree with some of y'all on some shit. You know, if you got constructive criticism about me playing with my hair, okay, bitch, I got anxiety. I'll work on it. As far as me cursing, I'm just a cursing ass. And when I be drinking, it get a little worse. Exactly. So I hope y'all got a drink. Fuck all that. I hope y'all got a drink. I hope y'all got something. Let's talk about this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville because we get introduced to Marquez. So to me, it seems like last week we got introduced to Sunni and Moses a little bit more outside of the ghetto shit. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna talk about Sunni's part 2 interview with Queen Sheba. And I'm gonna tell y'all what Destiny had to say on her podcast after the interview dropped. And to me, it sounded like kind of like a rebuttal, but she did tell us some shit that we didn't know. So we'll talk about that at the end of the video. But it seemed like last week we got introduced a little bit more to Sunni and Moses, and this week we delved a little deeper into the Trisha and Marquez shit. Now Marquez do seem slower than a motherfucking snail. However, we needed him to like complete the puzzle of what the fuck Trisha had going on. And do I think Trisha is still a sneaky bitch? Is Trisha the sneaky bitch that we think Sunni is? So Sunni is supposed to be the hoe, but is Trisha really the hoe? Because at this point, Trisha married, separated, may have been fucking with Ken, may have went over Martell house and popped it open for pimp. We don't know, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about the episode, bitch. So, we pick up where we left off. Neil talking to the kids. They talking about therapy and shit. The kids, just telling her like, hey, you need to see somebody. Your emotion that you're showing now because she got really emotional is just letting us know that you really need to talk to somebody. And I felt like the kids was coming from a genuine place. But Neil kind of old school. You know what I'm saying? So she was just like, think about it. So when an older black lady tell you, I think about it. At that point, you need to just take that and be happy. Just get your macaroni and cheese, eat your food, and you happy. As long as she says she'll think about it, that means she considering it. So okay, that's where they ended it. Then we get Marquez. We meet Marquez, troll doll looking at. He looked like that little thing from Monsters, like not the mama, not the mama, not what's that little thing called on that old cartoon? The little dinosaurs, and the little baby was like, not the mama, not the mama. Anyway, girl, Marquez comes on there and he goes to Black to meet Marsau. Marsau like, hey, what you want to drink? He talking about an old fashioned. Marsau like, bitch, we don't know how to make drinks over here. What you want, a shot of Hennessy? So apparently Marsau knew Marquez back from working at Monaco. So Monaco is the movie theater that they used to work at. I guess Marsau was, the manager at the movie, which ain't nothing wrong with being a manager at the movie theater. Everybody got to start somewhere. So Marquez worked for him. I don't know if he was putting up wet floor signs. I mean, the way he act, he acts slower than the damn girl, whatever. So then we get to talking about what happened. This is what behooved me at the fucking beginning. Shout out to Darren Fleet. This is what behooved me. Marsau said he didn't even fucking know that Marquez and Trisha was married, because you know that he didn't mention it when they were at Nell's party. He didn't mention it to Ken when he was talking about Trish either. Like, oh, I know her husband. And Marceau, he said, he like, oh, I didn't know. I could, I didn't put two and two together. Ain't Huntsville a small ass town though? And if y'all been together, he said that him and Trisha been together since they was 18. And y'all was cool enough to work with. Girl, I don't know what type of, I don't know what Trisha and Marquez was on. They're a very odd couple altogether. Trisha with her Tom and Jerry speaking voice ass, and Marquez with his slow ass. It's really, I don't know. Why don't people know about y'all? The sister didn't know y'all was separated. Marceau didn't even know that y'all was together and put it together that y'all was husband and wife and da da. Anyway, so Marquez is talking to Marceau about about Trisha. So Marceau just get down to it like the messy bitch he is. He like, okay, well, bitch, tell me what the tea is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Break it down, kindergarten style for me. Give me y'all timeline. So Marquez proceeds to tell him, hey, we got together when we was 18. We're legally separated right now. They separated. He said he was, he acknowledged the fact that when her parents passed away, he don't think he was there for her enough. That's a whole nother thing, but we'll talk about that later. And he said that I guess he left the house. He separated from her. Then he ended up moving to Atlanta because he said he couldn't deal with Ken talking to her. Then he doubles back and said, yeah, Ken been trying to talk to her. He been on my wife. That's what pissed me off and made me feel uncomfortable. So you felt uncomfortable after you left your house with your kids, and then another man moves in on your wife, and because you feel uncomfortable, you decide to move to a whole nother state because you thought that would make it better. Girl, Marquez was so motherfucking stupid, and this is why I was fucking with Marceau. I was with Marceau 10 toes down on this, because he was holding his feet to the fire. He was checking Marquez every step of the way. So when he was like, oh, he left his house and he was complaining about Ken, he was like, I don't know why men don't understand. If you leave your wife, essentially you're leaving your family. You're leaving your kids. So why are you mad at Ken? He said you need to say thank you. The first thing you need to say to Ken is thank you. He was like, you need to swallow your pride. And Ken, so remember I asked on my last review, I was like, did she move into Ken's house or did Ken move into her house? So now we find out that Ken moved into her house. And I'm still unsure, do they have two kids or one kid? So we've been hearing about the daughter, but he also mentioned that he helped the son buy a car. It seems I'm team Marceau, and I never thought I would say I would be team Big Hips, but I'm team Big Hip Scott, because he said, baby, this man picked up where you left off. He literally, you left your family and he picked up your family, helped your son, and helped your daughter. So one of Marquez's biggest gripes was he said that the daughter be calling Ken her dad or whatever. Apparently he went up to the school and they were talking, one of the faculty members was like, oh, we heard you was on the road, you a truck driver. And he like, I ain't no truck driver, but Ken is. Right after Father's Day too, but that's not her fault. He ain't talk. That's not Ken's fault that you haven't talked to your daughter in 2 years. If you was that adamant about seeing your child, then it ain't nothing another man can do to keep you away from taking care of your kid. I was like, what? But the tea that he did drop, he was saying that Ken was fucking with Trisha way back then. He said after her parents divorced, he said that Trisha really got into the gym, which I could see that. Some people like they deal with grief in different ways. She made a whole bunch of gym friends. He said that he seen texts on his phone where Ken was texting her. And he also said that Ken was dropping like chocolate emojis and emojis down on her Instagram posts. So in his eyes, Ken, she was kind of cheating. So as far as this point in the episode, while I'm watching it, I'm giving y'all real time updates. I feel like, damn, bitch. And even Marceau was like, this is similar to Martell and Mel, but Marquez is more like the male. Like Trisha, it seemed like, bitch, you was cheating on your man with Ken big chocolate ass at the motherfucking gym. He wasn't just bench pressing, he was bench pressing you, basically. That's what they said, bitch. I told y'all Trish was a sneaky ass bitch. I told exactly. Anyway, so he was salty and in his feelings about his daughter, and he was saying, "Hey, he feels some type of way," and Marceau just kept telling him like, "That's not her fault." And the daughter said to him, how could you leave your family like that? What type of man leave his family like that? And this just go see how men do. Some men, not all men, not my subscribers, not you, bitch, subscribing like this video. But he kept deflecting every time Marceau, because Marceau was back at his ass. As soon as he said that about his daughter, he was like, Marceau was like, okay, well, you raised her to be intelligent. How did you feel? Your daughter said that to you, motherfucker. Your daughter is literally telling you the truth. He like, oh well, she young. She don't know that her mama probably. Stop trying to deflect and blame Trish. That's what I didn't like. He tried to blame Trish every step of the way instead of taking accountability and saying, damn, I fucked up. I didn't want to see my family. I didn't want to see another man taking care of my child, which that was his whole thing. He didn't want to see another man taking care of his child. But your daughter said that because those were her true feelings. Why it gotta be Trisha? Somebody put that in her mind. No, nobody has to put the truth in your daughter's mind. She know that daddy was here for 6 years and that daddy not here, and Ken is taking me to school, helping me with breakfast and all that other shit. And then Marceau broke it down kindergarten style for him. Like, if your daughter come home, if she's sad, if she do this, da da da. No, you left her. You can't do this for 6 years, bitch. You can't do this for 6 years and then take off a year or two and then get mad at this man. Marceau was clocking the dog shit out of Marquez. Guess what? He may be a questionable husband to Tisha, but I told y'all before, he used to say this same shit to Martell. Go back and look at episodes season 2 and 3 when Martell and Mel was in the thick of their divorce and shit. This was like Mel with the blind bob cut with the white Range Rover. Remember when they was getting into it? And she was like, "You not my man no more," and he was, stalking her at the restaurant and shit. This reminds me of when Marceau used to do that. So regardless of Marceau being an alleged cheating ass bastard, talking to Tisha like she a dumbass Dora, regardless of Diego talking to Tisha like she dumb Dora, he has always been 10 toes down on, if you leave your wife, you're gonna lose your family. Do you want to be a single mama? So that lets me know Marceau's values is like, hey, if you want to be in the house with your child, fuck love, you got to make a decision, and that's really the hard truth about a lot of stuff. That's why I always been apprehensive about having kids, because I don't think that a lot of men really process that, or I think some of them process that and they understand the ramifications, but they don't care. They selfish and they want to justify that with, hey, I broke up with the wife, but I ain't break up with the family. Baby, if you break up with your wife, you broke up with the kids. Your house is in disarray. Your kids gonna be raised by somebody else. So my question is, did Marquez just think she was gonna be a lonely bitch in that house while you frolic down to Atlanta and was popping pee with Sexy Red? And I believe you see two bad bitches. Exactly. It's giving you like to hang out with Aubrey Graham. Okay, Drake. Anyway, so there was the scene with Marquez and Marceau. That was by far the best scene I've seen in a long time amongst the men. And of course, he compared them to Martell and Mel, which was a good comparison to me. Do y'all think Marquez is dumber than Martell? Who do y'all think is the dumbest, the worst husband? Please tell me, child, because Martell did some vicious shit to Mel. I mean, Marquez left his family, but I don't know if he did any vicious stuff like that. And is Trisha wrong? Because at this point, we think Trisha might have been fucking with Ken before they got married. Because I told you he said he seen the text messages and shit. But we gonna talk about that later on when Marquez meet with Trisha. Anyway, okay, so then we see Mel and Neil. They meet up. Baby, did y'all see Mel jumpsuit? That was so motherfucking cute. They look good in this scene. Miss Nell looked good. They both had on their number 30 and number 27 mix Beyonce circa 2021 Say My Name. Was that the Say My Name video? I don't know. But Mel had on her little feather long blonde hair. I like blonde Mel and I love that jumpsuit she had on. I don't know if that was Jay Bolin, but I was into it. Miss Nell looked good with her little two-piece skirt set. They looked good. I was like, okay, little country southern bells is giving roller rap. Okay, it was cute. Anyway, so Mel was basically trying to help Nell out, like, and then Nell started the conversation out talking about something. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a crazy conversation. The kids ganged up on me. Motherfuckers be lying, girl. Them kids ain't gang up on you, bitch. Them motherfucking kids did not gang up on you. They was just telling you about yourself. Exactly. So Mel basically was telling Neil like because Neil was saying she don't feel like Chris have her back, yada yada yada. She don't give a damn. Mel was like, baby, you gotta give a damn because them your kids. You can't deal with them like you deal with everybody else. And she also was saying that it seems like her and Chris is on some good cop, bad cop type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like that. And I feel like Chris likes being the good cop. I feel like Chris likes that dynamic and he knows that all he got to do is tell Nell. And even if he feels some type of way like we shouldn't help them or they always using us, he gonna talk about that with Nell, but and let her be the bad cop because he like to be the one that the kids like. He like to be the one that the kids come to and can talk about their shit. Which I mean, he's a man. Maybe he, just feel like, hey, we got to provide our kids with balance, like Dr. Francis said. Anyway, so the little conversation out with Mel and Nell, it was really, really cute. They were having some cocktails, looked like they were outside chilling and stuff. It was just cute to see Mel with a friend. And like I said, it's funny how tables turn because we met Nell when she was counseling Mel and Martell. And now Mel is counseling you and your family on how to get through your crazy ass. So that was real cute. That's all we got of Mel this episode. I wonder, is Mel gonna thus far Mel storyline? I wonder what we gonna see as far as Mel storyline this season because she's been friends with Nell and they're trying to make her storyline about the millimeters. But I wonder is Mel gonna show us, a little extra personal stuff? Girl, tell us who your man is. Girl, tell us who your man is. Exactly. Just let us see the back. Exactly. So Mel did mention or whatever about therapy. I like the fact that she said it's a generational thing because a lot of older people don't believe in therapy. And I feel like it's a cultural thing too, a racial thing. I do feel like a lot of black people don't value therapy as much as our white counterparts. And I feel like that has a lot to do with the fact that we didn't have access. For a very long time, we didn't have access. We didn't either have the money, the insurance, we weren't knowledgeable and stuff like that. So I think in the recent years, the last maybe 20, 30 years or something, then, we became more progressive, like, hey, this is helping. Because, in our community, they pride us in be strong and deal with, bitch, I'm sick of being strong. I need somebody to talk to, or I need some medication. Exactly. So I like the fact that Mel touched on that because I feel like that's true. I feel like that's true. I see a psychiatrist, I see a therapist, baby, and it's the best thing that ever happened to me. And so let me know if y'all are pro therapy, anti therapy, or whatever. And if you do you feel like do y'all feel like medication is a good thing? Like mental health medication is a good thing? Or should it just be therapy? Y'all know I'm a psychology major and I do firmly believe in the medication, but because I've taken the medication before, I know how it can be sometimes more harmful than helpful. So I would like to know what y'all think about that. So tell me what y'all think about it in the comments. Let's have a conversation. Inform me, educate me. We do more than just talk shit here, bitch. Nah. But we talk shit most of the time. Anyway, so then we finally get the scene with Dr. Francis. Shout out to Dr. Francis. I'm glad he back. Like I told y'all, he one of the best therapists on. He should have been on Put a Ring on It. Remember when Shorty was on there with that crazy ass boy? The damn therapist on Put a Ring on It, and she's a black lady therapist, but she was so trash. They really needed Dr. Francis. Anyway, so the Fletchers had a therapy session. All of the kids are there. Nell is there, and then Dr. Francis is there. Before Dr. Francis comes, though, Nell in the kitchen telling Chris how she feel like he don't have her back, and he, side with the kids all the time, and he let her be the bad guy, which I told y'all I feel like that's true. So once they start getting into it, it seems like Lance, maybe because he's the oldest, he seems like the voice for the kids. You know how you have a spokesperson, with your brothers and sisters. He seems like he's a spokesperson, and he was saying that basically Neil don't listen. So if he needs somebody to listen to him and he can actually talk about what's going on, then he goes to Chris. And do y'all remember that scene with Chris and Lil Chris when he was talking about how he be up, at all hours of the night and going through depression, and then Chris started crying with him? I could see why they would go to Chris Fletcher because he's more empathetic. He's gonna listen, da da da, versus some older people that you go to. I told you that. Sometimes I feel like, and I ain't even gonna say black women because this is across all boards. Sometimes you just gotta shut up and listen. Sometimes people ain't coming for your opinion, they ain't coming for your help. And I had to learn this, baby. I literally had to learn this with my little brother. He had to break it down for me kindergarten style. I'm always in help mode. And he like, no, I don't need your opinion. I don't need you to tell me what you think I should have did or what you told me. Sometimes I just need you to listen to me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's the issue with Miss Neil and Lance just telling you, hey, I can go to Chris because he'll listen to me. Just like now, in the middle of the session, she was like, "Well, I told you," da, da, da. And he like, "See, this is what the fuck I'm saying. You listen to respond, and you don't listen to actually absorb, and then it becomes more of your issue. You make it about you instead of it being about me." And when I tell y'all I had that problem, I had an ex boyfriend that told me, I can't really talk to you because you always end up making it about you. You know what I'm saying? So those are just learning lessons or whatever. So I thought the therapy session went really good. Um, on the other hand, though, then Miss Neal started talking. She was like, "Nah," because when y'all go to him, he gonna end up coming to me, and I'm the one that gotta help y'all. And that's like another layer to it. Like, so on one hand, y'all may go to Chris Fletcher because y'all know he gonna listen to y'all. But then on the other hand, you know how a motherfucker asks you for some money, but they don't want to hear your mouth. Like, hey, can I get $100? Cause da da da. And that one person gonna tell you, well, you shouldn't have been out in the motherfucking club spending all your money. Now you gotta come to me asking me for $100. You know what y'all know what I'm talking about. You know how you got that one person like, damn, if I ask them for some money, I know I gotta hear their mouth. That seemed like Miss Neil type. Like if you come to her asking for some shit, she might give you the money, but she finna tell you what the fuck. She told your ass not to get that expensive ass car. Now you need an oil change. Now you need to borrow $300. I told you to get that Mitsubishi Galant. That's what it's giving. So sometimes I feel like the kids might not go to Miss Neil because they need some shit and they know Miss Neil gonna tell them about themselves. So they go to Chris Fletcher because he gonna be more understanding, and then Chris will help soften the blow if they need the help from their parents. So I mean that's a double edged sword. I love the scene. Nell ended up they let Dr. Francis speak, and he was like, "Well, the kids, they going to Chris Fletcher because he gonna give them what they need at that point, and then they come to you, when they need, what they need from you or whatever." And that's understandable. That's like a blessing that they have both parents where they can, decide on like, hey, I'm finna go to my dad because I know he'll listen. I need to go to Neil because I need some real advice and I need to borrow $50. Anyway, so towards the end of the session, Neil started talking to the kids, and being emotional, telling them, how she felt about him. It was really, really, it was really good. I like that. You can tell that her and Lance have a special connection, and that's probably why they had the most discourse in their relationship. But I thought that was really sweet. I'm here for the Fletchers. I would see a spinoff. What I do want to know is when she said that two of them wasn't talking to each other, I want to know which two of the siblings not talking to each other. Who ain't talking to? Let's get into the sibling shit too. Like, I want to delve deep into the Fletchers. So tell me what y'all thought about the Fletchers. Do y'all want to continue seeing the Fletchers and a family drama on the show, or are y'all over it? Lance cute though. I don't know how old the little boy is. I ain't no cougar per se, but he a fine little tenderoni. Somebody said that he was talking to Destiny. What's T Pooh? What's T Pooh? Drop down in the comments and tell me what's T do. Is word on the street that Destiny's supposed to be talking to Lance? Cause y'all know they said she was talking to Jalen. Girl, what happened? Tell me what the fuck going on. Anyway, so last scene, we get to Trisha and Marquez. They look like they outside on the park bench. The fact that I don't like Trisha and Carlos King, you said you don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We done told you we don't like Trisha. Carlos King don't give a fuck about none of that shit. He didn't shake this whole season around the Sunni and Destiny drama that keeps on giving, and then this Trisha character that we really necessarily don't fuck with. So as I'm watching this, I came into it thinking, Trisha, you the sneaky bitch that I thought you was, bitch, because Marquez had said that you was fucking with Ken and Ken was texting your motherfucking phone, bitch. Then, so Marquez immediately starts talking about how he's uncomfortable with another man in his house taking care of his kids. On one hand, I feel like Trisha, you a cold piece of work. You done moved a whole nother man in here. He taking care of the kids, yada yada yada. But you left me no choice. He literally left her no choice. Trisha said that this man left her after her parents passed away 6 months apart. And they've been together since they was 18. So it's safe to assume that this man is your best friend. This is your confidant. This is your person. At least he's supposed to be. And this girl experienced, first of all, losing a parent is tragic in itself. It's that Trisha probably was never the same. So maybe we should give Trisha a little slack because this girl then went through something that's unfathomable to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you lost both of your parents 6 months apart, so you literally lost your foundation. And anyone who has lost a parent, you understand. You literally your floor is taken from up under you. Your foundation is gone. And then she said she lost her sister too. And Marquez, you decided during that time, she said he was always out. He wasn't supportive, you know, which is crazy. He admitted that, so we know that's true. So then she said she started going to the gym. She had friends and stuff. And they ended up getting separated. And he just basically reiterated the shit that he said in front of Marsau. Like, I had a fear of a man taking care of my kids. Bitch, what type of logic do you have? So you had a fear of a man taking care of your kids, yet and still you left your house. So did you wanted her to take care of the kids by herself? You didn't want her to have another man to help her. What do what do some of these men be thinking, y'all? And if she would have stayed there and took care of them kids by herself, the next thing would have been, you a single mama, using that as a derogatory term. Bitch, you left me. You put me in this situation. Your actions literally put that girl in that situation to be a single mama in that house by herself, taking care of them kids. And then as soon as she moved Ken in, you decided, ho, I'm gonna frolic my happy ass down to Atlanta and eat some fucking lamb chops. Cause y'all know Atlanta got them fire ass wings and lamb chops. You know what I'm saying? But bitch, please. That's all I can say is bitch, please. And then he addressed the Ken shit. He said that Ken told him, he was like, yeah, well, Ken was already on you. I feel some type of way about him because I feel like he was always after my girl. Now, mind you, I understood what Marquez was saying. If you felt like a woman was always trying to get your man, and then when y'all broke up, she ended up with your man, you ain't gonna never see it for this bitch in life. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that, bitch. I never met you. I never liked you. But Trisha says in her confessional, like, no, he's trying to conflate the two. When me and Ken started talking, and when he seen the text messages and the Instagram and shit, me and him were already separated. And based off the timeline that he was talking about, he said that they were already separated. But then once the Ken stuff happened, that's when he decided to go to Atlanta because he couldn't take it. What type of weak ass shit? Boy, not only are you stupid, but you weak too. Because as soon as you seen what you said your worst fear was another man taking care of your kids or helping kids out, you decided you instead of deciding, hey, let me work this shit out with a woman that I've been with since I was 18. Let me move to a whole nother state. And then your daughter don't talk to you for 2 years. They said the daughter ain't talked to him for 2 years. And Trish, like, how that ain't got shit to do with me, bitch. You need to talk to your daughter about that. Cause he was like, well, why she calling Ken her daddy? She was like, cause Ken is there. Ken is there every day. Kids are really logical, intuitive beings. Just like you know how babies, when a baby is around somebody that's not good, they start crying and they don't want to be around that person. And take heed to that. If your child is around a grown person and they don't want to be around them and they start crying and shit, take heed to that. That child know that, hey, when you're not around this person, they get bad vibes. Children, they know. They fucking know. Just like that little girl, just like his daughter told him, why would you leave me like that? And you see how he deflected and kept trying to blame shit on Trish? That's not Trish's fault, baby. That's your fault. You lack accountability. It seems like Marquez has a huge problem with accountability. It's giving Martell and y'all cousins. It's giving, y'all may be cousins somewhere down the line. Marlene may have messed with your uncle, cousin, baby father, sister, and somehow you and Martell are related. Girl, Marquez pissed me the fuck off. And then towards the end of the little scene, she like, whenever you get through, ho, all of this won't be an issue if you just sign the papers and we can get this divorce. Okay. Okay, Trish. Trish was kind of standing no business towards the end of this episode because before then I was thinking, okay, she bullshitting. Maybe she want to be back with Marquez. But no, in his face, she was like, no, because none of this would be an issue, bitch, if you would just sign the papers and we can get this divorce together. But bad. Then he wanted her to sign to pay for half of the filing fees. It ain't nothing like being with a drunk ant nigga and then being with somebody who got some money and who handle everything like a true man. You can never go back. I can never go back, baby. I'm sorry. And you know what? Even my ex-husband, he get on my like if I see him today, I might, whatever the case may be. But what I will say is, as far as financially is concerned, it was never an issue. It was never an issue, and I'll never go back. Never. Never, ever, 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 bitch. And I felt Trisha on that. Girl, this man was like, pay half of the filing fees. Trisha was like, it's okay. I had Ken to pay for it. Okay, bitch. I was like, okay, bitch. Now, Trisha, we might can fuck with you, bitch. We might could fuck with you, bitch. But you got to give us that energy that you had with Marquez. And maybe it is like the shyness because she seemed more comfortable when she was talking about Marquez. You know, like a motherfucker she knew. Like, I've been knowing this nigga for 18 years. He did me wrong. He mad because I leveled up with this chocolate G.I. Joe down. And then he mad. What you say? Pay for the divorce? Oh, no, no problem. Ken to pay for the whole thing. She checkmated that bitch. Anyway, so tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Are y'all here from Marquez? Do we even want to keep seeing Marquez? Because it's giving you only came back to Huntsville because your wife was on TV and you just came back for the TV time because we ain't even heard from you. Marquez was so trash. And shame on you know what? Shame on all of my subscribers. And come close. I'm talking to you. You said that Marquez was cute, and it showed. I blame you. I blame all of my subscribers because y'all thought Marquez was cute. Now look what you got. Frankie the Frog is on your motherfucking screen. He a deadbeat dad. He keep trying to blame Trisha. He has a lack of accountability, and he didn't have that energy for Marsau when Marsau was checking his ass. Exactly. Marquez must have been hanging out. I mean, Marsau must have been hanging out with Nene over the weekend before he filmed this scene because he was checking the dog shit out of Marquez. Tell me if y'all liked Marsau in this episode because I did. I can admit it. It's hard to admit, but we got to stand up and be real women and men and say that Marsau was the best in this episode. And I ain't gonna lie, I low key liked Trisha in this episode when she was, talking to Marquez. Maybe she just not like a woman like me with a little too much dip on her chip. Maybe her sauce is just low key. Or do y'all think she a sneaky bitch? Do y'all think that Trisha was fucking with Ken the whole time? Do y'all think that she was cheating on Marquez with Ken? And is she wrong for cheating on Marquez with Ken if he wasn't there for her when her parents passed away and her sister? I don't know, y'all. But tell me what y'all think about the episode. Are y'all here for the Fletchers and shit? What do y'all think about Marquez in this whole Trisha situation? Because that's all we got this episode. In the next episode, Stormy, we see Stormy in the warehouse with Courtney. Stormy gonna tell Courtney what was said about Trisha going over Martell house. I told y'all, didn't I tell y'all that's how the fuck it was gonna happen? Exactly. She gotta tell her husband because that's his best friend. Ken and Courtney best friends. So we also see Trisha talking to Ken about Martell saying that she went over to his house. I wonder, did Courtney tell Ken before Trisha told him about the whole Martell going over her house? And did she just hurry up and tell Ken because she knew that Courtney was gonna tell Ken? Or did Courtney already tell Ken and Ken was just sitting back waiting like, I wonder is this sneaky ass bitch gonna tell me what Martell had said? Do y'all think they fucked? Do y'all think she slobbed on his knob like corn on the cob? We know they do act like they like each other or whatever. She said, so Trisha saying she never went over there. And Destiny like, why would Martell tell those lies like that? I don't know. I still think Trisha kind of a mess because there's no way that you knew that Ken liked you and shit, and then he moved into the house and you made him your man. And the way she be flirting with Martell is giving, pussy don't fail me now. I'm trying to turn the nigga out. But I still think she might have been the girl from Houston. I think that's the catch 22 child. Anyway, so we also get next week, we gonna see Destiny finally going over Martell house. And Martell is in a robe, child, serving up some wine to Destiny. Where they do that at? Exactly, I guess. We gonna see that. Speaking of Destiny and Sunny, I'm gonna talk about this real quick because it's already 40 minutes. This review is not supposed to be that long. So maybe I'll talk about it during my little hot topics or whatever. But so the second half of Sunny interview with Queen Sheba, she uploaded today, which is Saturday. She said basically because Martell was telling Destiny in this next episode about him meeting Sunny and Moses because they was thinking about moving to Huntsville and buying a home. In reality, they have Airbnbs, which is what Sunny is trying to sell to us. They have Airbnbs and shit. So they thinking about getting an Airbnb down in Huntsville. They go act like they live in Huntsville to film the show and then Airbnb that shit out. That's really what the tea is. Girl, but basically, Sunny said she was telling Queen Sheba that she came on the show to defend her relationship with Moses because she knew, what the narrative was going to be. So that was the reason why she came on the show. And I'm sure part of the reason she came on the show was to promote her businesses as well. Queen Sheba asked her, like, what are the three things that attracted you to Moses? She said basically, first she said he was fine. She said that nigga fine. She said he was happy and upbeat and optimistic like she is. And then she also said that, he was spiritual and God like her. Now, I follow Sunny on Instagram or whatever. Y'all know she from where I'm from. One of her best friends I went to high school with, and if she's anything like her, I know they are very, very upbeat, very positive, very, I only have good things to say about her. So tell me though, I noticed in my last video about the Sunny interview, it's a lot of Sunny delights out of there. It's a lot of Sunny fans, and I'm still on the fence. I'm still a little on the fence about Sunny, but I notice a lot of y'all are Sunny fans right now. But they had some callers come in and ask, ask Sunny some questions. It was more like a question and answer versus like the, first part that was a real interview. They asked her about why, LeBerick, left Destiny. She didn't tell us. She said she go keep that in the arsenal. I think that she was go tell us, and she sent it as a warning shot to Destiny. But when Destiny called the producers, they told her not to tell it. So I'm wondering, we may see this. We may hear it on the reunion. Maybe we'll hear it on the reunion, or maybe Own is scared of being sued by LeBerick if they start talking about him. I don't know. That may be the case. But the second half of the interview was okay. It was cute. We just know that Sunny is a likable character. You know what I'm saying? But I still feel like y'all are really quick to forgive this girl. So even though y'all everybody was saying in my comments they wasn't friends, she don't owe Destiny no loyalty, yada yada yada. Let's switch gears real quick. Destiny did an interview with Ace of Spades, I believe that's his name. Ace of Clubs, I believe that's his name, on her Big D podcast. And one thing that they mentioned, obviously, the guy who was interviewing her, you could tell he was a fan of Destiny. He was pretty much on Destiny's side. But he mentioned that how, Destiny is saying, hey, my friend stole my man and married him. He mentioned that how he basically was saying it's a double standard because in the same instance, Kimmy is saying, oh, that's just her producer. She was just doing her job, and maybe Destiny misconstrued it as her being her friend. But Kimmy also said that Sunny was a good person because she was there for her during her chemo and when she went through that cancer shit. So they were like, that's kind of a double standard. So in that instance, was Sunny being Kimmy's friend? Would Kimmy call her a friend because, she was checking on her and being there for her during her cancer? Or would you say that she was still just being a producer? And I asked y'all, if Sunny did the same thing to a Mel or a Kimmy, would y'all still be as forgiving? And everybody was like, yeah, we would because they would never be like that. But we just speaking hypothetically. If she did that to Kimmy and Kimmy said, hey, I thought this girl was my friend, This girl, she checked on me. She wasn't just my producer. She checked on me when I was going through cancer. Da 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 da. Will we still say, oh no, she was just a producer. She was just da 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 da. But she was doing shit that would make you think like she's closer than just having a business relationship with her. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think, because I know we already got some Sunny delights, but I still think that we just like Sunny because we hate Destiny. Destiny is just not a likable bitch. Anyway, a few more things that they said on the Destiny podcast, then we can go to bed. She said she was wondering why the fuck is they moving to Huntsville. She said she been working on this show for 6 years. So what is the reason that y'all are coming to Huntsville on her motherfucking turf? She also said that she lived in LA. She worked on movies and shows too. So basically, she was like, "Bitch, I heard that you was doing a lot of shit on that interview, but I done did a lot of shit too." So it's kind of like the battle of the resumes. I feel like with Sunny and Destiny. I guess we done with the rivalry with Mel and Trisha. So now it's like Sunny and Destiny. Like, what you did, bitch? This what the fuck I did. That's what it's giving. So Destiny said, bitch, whenever you get through, you work in the entertainment industry and I did too. So fuck you and fuck what you stand for. She also said that she was done with it. She was like, hey, initially that was like my initial reaction to them. I wish them the best, whether the marriage is fake, whether the marriage is real, because the Ace of Clubs dude was like, this some fake ass shit. Destiny was like, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm dating. Fuck him and fuck her. I guess. Do y'all think she done with it? I mean, you still is on this podcast talking about him. But I could tell that she was trying not to talk about him, but whatever. So they also was talking about whether the marriage was real or not. And Destiny threw a little shade and was like, yeah, that marriage that happened in the kitchen. And Sunny talked about this too, because one of the callers on the interview was like, would you consider having like a real wedding, maybe have Mel host it, yada, yada, yada. Because apparently she got married in the kitchen. So Sunny and Moses got married in the kitchen. All of the Sunny delights. For the people that think that this is a fake marriage, what do y'all think about them having the marriage, getting married in the kitchen? I mean, if the love is there, do it really matter where you get married? But Sunny said, bitch, I got married in the kitchen, but it was my kitchen. It was my kitchen in my house. And last time we checked Destiny, your house got sold by Chris Fletcher, and we don't know whether you stand in a 2-bedroom in Huntsville, which ain't nothing wrong with a 2-bedroom, but that's what the fuck they was saying. So I don't know if Sunny gonna do another interview, but it was given Destiny got on her podcast to kind of hit some rebuttals off of the interview. Anyway, so tell me what y'all think about the episode, the whole Trisha and Marquez thing. It's given they trying to revamp the Mel and Martell because we done with they ass, or Mel done with Martell dumbass. And then Sunny and Destiny, they gonna be on the show because they're going on a trip. I told y'all Sunny was gonna be on the trip, so it's giving. Maybe they got the new rivalry. You know what I'm saying? Now that not Martell, but now that Mel and Tisha kind of cool. Anyway, so I'm out, y'all. I hope y'all have a great day. Y'all know I reply to all my comments. Tell me what y'all think about it, the Fletchers, all of the storylines. Are we gonna continue to watch it, and what y'all want to see for the rest of the season? They said we were halfway through. Destiny said we was halfway through. So we halfway through. Where is our mid-season trailer, Carlos King? Where the fuck is our mid-season? Talk to y'all boy Carlos King. I'm finna go to bed. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all like this video. And don't drop down in my comments with no ignorant shit like I did last time. Exactly. I'm here only for good vibes. Exactly. You can tell me some constructive shit and disagree with me, but don't drop down in the comments announcing why you don't like my channel. Cause I'ma help you. Some other girl was like, I don't like that. It took you too long to get to the topic. Well, bitch, let me help you. Because I got different content creators that I listen to for some things. Girl, you curse too much. Well, bitch, I'm a cursing ass bitch. Okay? And if I'm drinking, I might curse a little bit more. So let me help you out. Exactly. Anyway, y'all have a good night. I'll